This is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire, England. It is a beautiful sunny day. It is currently 32 degrees outside and it's going to go up to 34, which is why I've joined a new group of people who actually go under the banner of 10 before 10. And that's 10,000 steps before 10 o'clock in the morning. So at 20 to 8 this morning, I went out and I did my 10,000 steps. And basically, all I can say is at that time of day, the temperatures are reasonable. Hello and welcome. This is AI Run Thrive Chat Show, episode 71C with Stephen. Thank you for watching. I'm broadcasting live from Wiltshire, England, the most glorious county in England. We are close to Stonehenge, we're close to Avebury, close to Salisbury Cathedral. Wonderful place for a holiday, and it's a brilliant place to live. It's probably the best place to live. I live in a place called Devizes, which is a small town, about 23,000. We've got our own castle, and we've got a weekly market which takes place on a Thursday, which is a farmers market by Royal Charter. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, if you forgive me for a moment, is take a sip of water. The key thing over the next few days is to stay hydrated. I've seen on the news today that Wiltshire is going to be one of the hottest places in the country. So that's why I went out at 20 to 8 this morning and did my 10,000 steps before 10 o'clock. And now I can just relax for the rest of the day. I mean, between 1 and 4 o'clock, it's not a time to be out and about. From 4 o'clock onwards, temperature starts to drop. It will be about 19 degrees tonight, and I'm looking forward to chilling. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, with the temperature dropping to 19 degrees, it's not a problem sleeping, because when we had the last heat wave, it was a problem sleeping because it was hot at night. Now it's not hot at night. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining the live broadcast. If you're watching the replay, thank you. You're watching Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire, England. It is approximately 7 minutes past 3 on Thursday, and I was up early this morning, so if I look sleepy, then it's probably because I am. Okay, now, you can't have failed to notice that there's going to be an election in Clacton. And I just got to say that if I lived in Clacton, I would be hacked off that my MP had resigned and was standing again. That's just manipulation of the system, really is. That you can resign your seat as an MP and walk away, and then minutes later walk back and say, I'm going to stand. Now, the first thing is that he, Mr. Farage, is under investigation by Parliament, and resigning as an MP and then coming back to be re-elected doesn't mean the charges go away, doesn't mean the investigation goes away. It will just be put on pause till he gets reselected. It's not going to stop anything. It's a pointless exercise. And if I was in Clacton, I'd be pretty miffed, hacked off in actual fact, that my MP was playing political games with my town. So if you live in Clacton, my thoughts and empathy is with you. And say hello to Roger and hello to RC. Welcome everybody. We're talking about something I rarely talk about, which is politics. But Clacton is just a weird situation. Yeah, it is a weird situation. It's incredible that an MP could think so much of himself that he could actually manipulate or attempt to manipulate. Now, when he said what he was going to do, Labour, Conservatives, Greens, Lib Dems all the major parties said, we will not stand against you in Clacton. We will not oppose you. And then all of a sudden, Count Binface appears. Now, Count Binface is a comedian, but he wears a dustbin on his head as a helmet. And he is a caricature. And he is going to be in the election with Nigel Farage when it takes place in August. And the good folk of Clacton will decide whether Nigel Farage stays as MP or Count Binface becomes MP, because they can vote for either. And it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, the political commentators, if you look at the BBC, have tried to trip Count Binface up. They can't. He's very clued on politics. He's very clued on what's happening with Farage. He can't be tripped up. So I've got a feeling that actually, I know this is going to sound crazy, but Count Binface could actually win Clacton, because no other parties are involved. It's a straight fight between Nigel Farage and Count Binface. And Count Binface knows his politics, knows what he stands for. He has some good ideas, and he is not in it for himself, which Farage definitely is. Okay, so I want to say hello to Oefa, Lizzie, Shay, Swirl, Chuck, and thank you to Egon and David, and thank you all for joining. We've been talking about Count Binface, and okay, we're talking about Count Binface and Clacton, and what's going on. I don't normally talk politics, but I think that's an interesting one, and it's going to run until August at the least, and the people of Clacton are going to become famous. One, they must definitely have a sense of humour. A poll, basically one of the reporters going around and saying, what do you think of the fact that you're going to have an election? And they said, well, it's rubbish. It shouldn't be happening. Nigel Farage should not have stepped down. Yeah, he should have seen it through. So that's just some of the voters. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Of course, if Count Binface does get elected as an MP, when he goes to the House of Commons, he'll have to take the bin off. Yeah. Now, he's been unmasked before then. As I say, he's a comedian. He appeared, he's been appearing on television without his bin. And it's just, well, it could only happen in Britain. This is just crackers. It wouldn't happen anywhere in the world. And we've got an amazing sense of humour. I saw a caricature of Count Binface as Darth Vader. And it's just absolutely brilliant. So they give him a Star Wars look makeover. And as a Star Wars bin, it looks even better. So it's a strange time to be. It's just absolutely crackers, as we would say, up north. Right, okay, you should know by now, I'm actually from up north. I'm from Burnley in Lancashire. Burnley is 25 miles north of Manchester. It's my hometown. It's where Burnley FC are. Burnley FC are playing in the Championship. They were in the Premiership, they've gone down. And of course, they're going to bounce back up. Yeah, we haven't got a manager yet, but rumours are that our manager, a potential manager, has just joined the team over in America, where they're doing a tour. So hopefully we'll be able to announce who the manager is soon. Yeah, because you can't play the Premiership without a manager. I mean, I know you've got the backroom staff, and they're more than capable, because the manager is the figurehead. Laurie, hello, and Till, hello, and Woody, welcome. Escargot, bonjour. Now, I've noticed one thing you do get on TikTok is lots of stats. And when I started broadcasting here in Jan 2025, 100% of my audience was British from the UK. Well, from England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. 100% was British. Now, I'm international. 70% of my audience is from the UK, 30% is from around the world. I just want to say Guten Tag und Bonjour. And I'll brush upon my languages. This show is always going to be in English. I can speak French and German after a fashion. I do German lessons every 2 weeks with my partner Angelica, who is a dual national German language tutor. And it is improving. It comes on leaps and bounds. Angelica and I do a bi-weekly broadcast, twice a month normally, and it's called Ask Angelica, and it's on YouTube. If you search for Ask Angelica on YouTube, find it. Angelica chooses a topic, and she gives us 10 sentences in German, and then the translation is there as well. So my job as host of the broadcast is to actually read the 10 German sentences in turn, and then Angelica will correct my pronunciation. Now, when we started off 9 years ago, I was rubbish, and Angelica had to correct every single word. Yeah, apart from Guten Tag, it was rough, but we persisted, and over the years, without my even thinking about it, my German pronunciation improved. And we just did the show last Friday, which is on YouTube. So it's Ask Angelica on YouTube. And I was able to read all 9 sentences with just a couple of mistakes. So things have changed. So it goes to show. Thank you for the follow. I will do follow back, and I will follow back afterwards. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. Thank you for watching live. You're watching Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire in England. And Leah, hello. And just a minute. Inkas, I'm going to say that. Inkas Astmoinen. Okay, I probably garbled that. And say hello to Sorry Music, and to Cody, and to Connor, and Handala, and D2, and Laurie. If I've got it wrong in any way, Daisy, hello. So my German has improved leaps and bounds. The more you practice, the better you get. And the same is true of live broadcasting. The more you practice, the better you get. Now, you may note that up above it says, stepping towards 1 million Stephen's week report, progress report week 1. This is basically on the 1st of July, a challenge started. And it's by Diabetes UK, which is an English charity and organisation which is there to support diabetics all over the country, to provide learning materials, to provide counselling, to provide real support. When I was first diagnosed, that's the first place I went to, was Diabetes UK, and I got all my questions answered, and it allowed me to actually build a plan going forwards, and that's what's important. Diabetes UK gives every diabetic access to world-class support. They also do importantly do research as well, which is why I'm doing 1 million steps between July 1st and the 3rd of September. Now, when I first saw the number of 1 million steps, it frightened the life out of me. I thought, how are you going to do 1 million steps? But, and here's the key, if you do it over 90 days, which we are, then you have to do 11,000 steps a day. And if you do 11,000 steps a day, every day, for 90 days, you will have done 1 million steps. So, the question was, could I do consistently 11,000 steps every single day? And the answer is, behind me, is yes. As you can see, I am currently on 89,282 steps. I'm 13,000 steps ahead of schedule. I've done over the required number every single day, 100%. And the most I've done is 16,150, which was last Saturday, which was Park Run Day. So things are going swimmingly. as we'd say. I say hi to Sophia, and to Azim, and thank you for the like, and thank you everybody for the likes. If you are enjoying the live broadcast, I want to say thank you. And I just had a notification that's gone. I love TikTok. TikTok is so brilliant. So what I did, Diabetes UK provide you with a spreadsheet, and all you do is you look at your Garmin and basically you say, how many steps did I do yesterday? And you put that in to the spreadsheet and you repeat that. Now I've done it for the first week, and the first week said I'd done 89,000 steps, which means I stepped every single day. And then it's in a Google spreadsheet, all the information. It's got a list of all the steps I've done and what I need to do. And it's a big spreadsheet. It's 90 days for a spreadsheet. And then there's a feature on the Google spreadsheet which says analyze this spreadsheet. So I thought, what's going to happen? So I pressed analyze this spreadsheet, and it told the story of my first week. Yeah. Interesting, but it's just in text. And if I brought this into the live broadcast and showed it to you, if you're on your mobile, you wouldn't be able to read it. Okay. So no good. I knew what I'd done, but I want to show everybody what I've done, because I'm actually raising money for charity. In fact, if you click my profile and click the link, if you want to donate £2 to Diabetes UK, I'd be more than chuffed. Okay, so the link is in my profile. Click the link and then you can donate. That's the official, that's why I'm doing this, to raise money for charity, to raise money for Diabetes UK. Incredibly, there are 5 million people in the UK with diabetes. You probably know somebody. And it's an insidious disease, and we need all the help we can get. And the best help that any diabetic can have is NHS, your local doctor, and then Diabetes UK, which is free. This is a free service by a charity. You can go premium if you want. I did for a year, but you do get to know, I mean, basically what you need to know is how you can manage your diabetes. And the thing is, it's individual. We are all different. Our method of dealing with diabetes varies so much. I do, just to be open, okay, say hi. Basically, I'll just tell you what we've done. Okay, just an indication. Lifestyle changes are the key thing. That's the first thing. Lifestyle changes with regards to diabetes. First of all, breakfast. Angelika is German, and the German breakfast consists of fresh rolls, which have been baked in the oven, or nowadays the air fryer, and you eat the fresh roll and you can eat it whatever you want. That was our breakfast basically for 11 years. I enjoyed it totally. I mean, it's nothing better than the smell of freshly baked bread in the morning. But as a diabetic, you're starting the day off with carbs and you don't want that. So now we always have, apart from Sundays, we always have Greek yogurt with nuts and with fruit, fresh fruit. And that's how we start our day now. So the bread rolls have been nixed, and we basically eat yogurt and nuts and fruit, and that works well. Low carb. Lunch hasn't changed much. Lunch is a sandwich, and we don't have, well, we just make sure we've got the bread, the right bread, okay, and we have sourdough bread. Evening meal is cooked fresh every day, and it's low carbs. We can eat as much meat as we like. We eat as many veggies as we like, but low on potatoes, and that seems to work. But it's individual. Everybody works their own way. I've given up Recently I gave up sweets. I used to have 2 or 3 sweets every night. I've stopped that, okay, from Morrison's. Chocolate sweets as well, very enjoyable. I just stopped it. I've stopped sugar in tea and coffee. I tell you what, I can actually taste the coffee now. I can tell the different coffees. Before, it was all mashed by sugar. Yeah. As soon as you put sugar in something, it changes the taste. So I now know basically what coffee actually tastes like and what tea actually tastes like. The next thing we did, so no sugar in drinks, right? The cordials, which again I used to enjoy, we don't do any cordials anymore. We do water, but not just any water. We do flavoured water. In the garden, we've got about 15 varieties of mint. And if you get the right receptacle, you can make water, orange water, chocolate water, yeah, which is beautiful. And it's stored in the fridge. So it comes cool out of the fridge. And obviously on a day like today, it's more than welcome when we had that for lunch. So we drink a lot of water, flavoured water, and it's flavoured naturally with herbs which come out of the garden. And then we have got into green tea. Our day ends with a green tea, and we're basically a different one every night. So diet is one of the main things you have to change when you get diagnosed as diabetic, but it doesn't mean giving up everything. I'm still enjoying my life, which is basically what it's all about. I'm very fortunate, and I'm glad to have your company today. Okay, let's go over here and say hello to LZ, sorry. I'm used to broadcasting to an American audience. Mina, hello. Charlie, and Joan and Nick and Harrison. And thank you for all the likes, and thank you for the gifts. If you enjoy what you're watching, then please do follow. Say thank you to Bensei and to Daniel and to Liliana and Sophia and Fire Alchemist. Welcome back, and thank you very much for joining and coming back as well. Okay, so our diet has changed beyond recognition. Now the next thing behind managing diabetes, we all have our own way. There is no right way, there's no wrong way. There is just your way. And in terms of getting help and advice, you've got the NHS, you've got your own doctor, and you've got Diabetes UK, who I'm raising funds for at the moment by doing the million steps between 1st of July and 3rd September. And I was out this morning at 7:30 and I did my 10,000 steps before 10 o'clock because it's the only way you can do it at the moment, unless you get out early doors. I wouldn't go for a 10,000 step walk right now, this minute. It is 33 degrees outside, and 33 degrees is no. And Elena, Elena's saying thank you for this information. It's really educational. Thank you. Brilliant and welcome. And yeah, basically, right. So, diet: cut the carbs, cut the sugar, eat fresh. Yeah, it's just general advice. If you want to know more, you can obviously join Diabetes UK, or you can watch. That didn't work. Just a minute. Okay. On YouTube, I missed an S. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Thank you, Elena. I'm just waiting for something to happen. It's going to happen in a second. But whilst I'm waiting, because I swear I made a comment then, but I can't see it yet. Yeah, and to everybody who's joining, to Elliot and to LZ, Charlie, everybody who's joining today, thank you. And we've got it at last. Okay, I pinned the comment. There is a pinned comment. in the comment section. And the pinned comment reads Glucose Goddess. Glucose Goddess is a professor. She is well versed in diabetes and controlling diabetes, and she has a YouTube channel which is a wealth of knowledge all about diabetes, and she keeps it up to date. She broadcasts at least once a week on the Glucose Goddess YouTube channel, and if you want to know anything about diabetes, that's the place to be. And if you've got relatives with diabetes, send them to look at the Glucose Goddess channel and to check out Diabetes UK. And basically, the information that we need is readily available to us. Yeah. And okay, and I've got a message coming in, so let's go back over here. And I hope you're keeping well. JH, welcome, and thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm keeping well. I've done my steps for today. I did a 5k this morning and walked there and back. So I've got the park run on Saturdays, and I actually walk the course during the week. So I'm on target. And as you can see, I've done 89,000 steps. I'm 13,000 steps ahead of target. And right, okay, and then we'll come back, and then we go down to the new messages. It says down here, I'm keeping well. Oh yeah, I mean, basically that's a good point, JH. There is within the Diabetes Challenge a group which is called 10 before 10k and before 10 a.m. And the idea is to 10,000 steps before 10 a.m. The only time we can get out and walk 5 miles is in the morning, early in the morning. So I was up at 7:30 this morning to do my 10,700 steps. And it works a lot better because it's 33 degrees outside at the moment. I wouldn't walk 3.1 miles in that. That's a recipe for disaster. Walking in the morning when it's just getting 19, 20, up to 25 degrees, brilliant. So I'm walking every morning now, and I won't be walking in the afternoon, which is why I'm sat here, because it's a lot more, it's healthier to live broadcast than it is to actually walk in this way. And JH, I hope you're well too. I hope you're well too. Yeah, and brilliant. Okay, if anyone has anything that you would like to talk about, then please do. I love to talk about, obviously, the Diabetes UK charity drive. The link's in my profile. If you want to donate £2, that would be absolutely brilliant. Because they do research, they support every single one, or potentially support all the 5 million diabetics in the UK. There are 1 million people who have diabetes who don't know it, because it is possible to live with it without knowing about it. I had an incident. I was in hospital in July 2023, and I was diagnosed with diabetes. It blew my mind, and it's taken a while to get it back together again. So this advice, no, I can't, no. The stories I'm telling at the moment are as factually accurate as I can make them, but I'm saying that the NHS, your doctors, and Diabetes UK are the places to go, and the Glucose Goddess. Yeah, she is a font of knowledge, and she's very, I've got to say this, her videos are so professional. They are invaluable information, well presented, which are relevant to everybody with diabetes. And even if you don't have diabetes, you can use the information to actually improve your lifestyle. We have a problem in this country, was a problem worldwide. In in regard to obesity, but I'm not going to come on to that. The thing is, I just want to know there's an archetype that people have of diabetics, which is totally untrue. I've got a friend up in, well, I've got more than one friend, but I've got a friend in Aberdeen called Peter, and he is as wiry as a rake, and he's had diabetes for 30 years. Yeah, and there is no type for diabetes. Yeah, and what they don't know at the moment is how you actually become diabetic. And they're doing the Diabetes UK are doing the research on that at the moment. Okay, let's just see if we can change things for the next few minutes. I'm just going to go over here. Just give me a moment. I used to be able to pause my camera, but I can't. So let's see if this works. If this works, it'll be good. If it doesn't work, I'm back on Monday. I'm just going for settings. Hopefully, if I can change settings, because I've told you all about my diabetes challenge, and please click the link in my profile and do donate if you can. What I'm going to go is where can I go? I'm looking for a picture. That's the one. Okay. The thing I love about background removal is that I can change the background and change the story. So in this particular case, the place behind me, that place, or that place there, is Devizes. This is Devizes. This is where I live. This is my hometown. I've been here for nearly 15 years now with Angelica, and this is our marketplace. This is Devizes marketplace, and it's a town of only 23,000, but it's got its own castle. And King Stephen was here. That's not me. The real King Stephen was in Devizes at the castle. Yeah, and it's got more registered buildings than any other place I know. More blue plaques. And it's just a beautiful place to visit. We're our own museum, our own castle, our own market every Thursday, and it's been voted by people travelling the country as the prettiest town centre in the West Country, and you can't say better than you can't ask for better than that. So this is Devizes in Wiltshire, which is a gorgeous place to live. Okay, now I did say that in my office at the moment it is 32 degrees. I want to say a big thank you for actually watching me live today. I've really enjoyed your company. If we get through the weekend, I'll be back. But before I go, England are playing on Saturday at football in the World Cup, and I wish England every success. Yesterday, I mentioned a gentleman called Arthur Ferry, F-E-R-Y. I was live at 2:05, and I said to everybody who was watching the show yesterday, go and watch Arthur Ferry on the BBC at Wimbledon. And if you did, you were in for a stunning tennis match. Arthur Ferry is English, and he was in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. He's not seeded. He's a wild card. Yeah, he's a qualifier. And he was taking on the world number 2, well, world number 9, I think, and he won. Okay, and he's just a superb player. So, your sports routine, if you want to avoid it or be there, Arthur Ferry is playing in the semi-finals at Wimbledon tomorrow. England are playing in the World Cup on Saturday, and I am going to be back with you on Monday when we'll know the result of both. Anyway, we started off today talking about Count Binface and about Clacton. Clacton is going to be world famous by the end of this. And I just want to say thank you, and over to Ethan, who's saying state of Phil Taylor. I've not heard anything about Phil Taylor today. My thoughts today are with the relatives of Bonnie Tyler, who was a chanteuse singer extraordinaire, and with international hits, an international audience. 2 months ago, she was working and touring. She's only 75, and she has left us. She is, without a doubt, she'll be missed. Yeah. Turn around. We've got to carry on. I know we have to carry on, but I should be playing some of her music later today. Thank you to Ethan, to everybody who's watched live today. Big thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool. And Ben K, I'm back on Monday. Fire Alchemist, brilliant. Thanks very much. See you all later. Bye for now. That's before I cough.